On the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. The World Cup is over. Got some stuff from it, not highlights or anything of the game per se, but I do have the halftime show. I'll play it at the very end because I'm going to have to cut it out for the YouTube version of this video, which I'm already wondering. There's a bunch of stuff they might get pissed off at for anyways. Whatever. I'm going to do the full video for everyone else, for the teeny number of people that watch me on YouTube. And one of the reasons why it's better to watch me on the other channels is because YouTube cuts a whole bunch of stuff or just plain won't let me play it. Whatever the case is, we'll do our best. I got, of course, news going on, and we're going to get all those good things going as well. So, yes, Trump awards victorious Spain with medals and trophy at the World Cup. So he kind of walked out there with them. It's kind of cool. Stood out there on the stage. Almost seemed like he was lost, but then it's actually this guy ran across to get over and join Trump. So that was kind of cool. Again, this is Fox News playing this one. I should be able to get away with this, at least.
New York, New Jersey, the winners of FIFA World Cup 2026, Spain!
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Again, to some people in this country, not as big a deal, but this was the single largest watch event by double digits ever. Buried any Super Bowl, and they even tried to put the Super Bowl in multiple countries. You guys remember that, right? Last year? Yeah, even with that, this buried it. So, again, when we get a little high and mighty on our sports, people need to sort of appreciate the fact that the world plays football, not our football, but actual soccer. Needless to say,
don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you all through my wild days.
And many are wondering if he'll ever actually leave, huh? Don't know for sure. But yeah, Messi was very, very sad, very heartbroken. This is the guy that's played, I don't know, like 2 decades. I think he's been in 4 different World Cups now, which is fantastic. Good for him. He's an excellent soccer player. Of course, Evita, also a play that's very special to me. It was a play I was in. I was choir and extras and that kind of stuff, but it was excellent. The lady we had that did the Madonna part she was the only paid actress. The rest of us were volunteers. Man, it was an awesome show. So good. We even carried over 1 extra weekend, which was pretty cool. And considering how small we were and the fact we're kind of renting a stage, if you will, it worked out well. The halftime show I thought was cool. A lot of people are, I don't know, saying it was lame. I think they're trying to make it downplay it, like it's not like our Super Bowl. I don't know. First off, this year's Super Bowl halftime show sucked badly. Bad Bunny was horrible. So this Super Bowl sucked. Compared to that one, compared to this Super Bowl, I thought this halftime show was better. It wasn't all the fanfare and craziness. I thought Shakira's performance was way cool. Cake Pop, if any of you guys follow any of that, this is a major Cake Pop band. They did a freaking awesome little job. It was cool to see them, especially all out baking in the sun. Justin Bieber did a bit, and I actually don't remember seeing Madonna, but whatever. We're going to play that at the very end. It's at the very end. Whoops, let's get rid of some of that crap. Close to the right. So we will, like I said, I'll play that in its entirety. Make it easier for me to get out of some of that. Donald Trump was talking about this, and this is true. This brought the world together. I don't think Americans appreciate what this just did on the world stage for us. And I think Trump knew that all along. We don't. We're very, very ignorant when it comes to soccer and the way the rest of the world views this sport. It's almost like India with cricket. It's just ridiculous. It's in the blood of many. I mean, shoot, England. It's not a Mexican sport or anything like that. It's like everybody plays a sport except us. Like, we were pretty much the only ones that didn't. So it's huge. Here's Donald Trump talking about it. Check it out.
There has never been anything like it, probably in terms of an event, let alone soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. But I thought it was incredible. It was 4 times greater than any FIFA ever held. And it's probably about 5 times, actually, they're telling me today. So we're very proud of our country. We're very proud of the job that was done by everybody. We congratulate Johnny Infantino and all of his staff and the incredible job they did. But this was one of the greatest events of any kind ever held. So we're really happy that it did so well. And all over the world, people have come and they've loved our country. You know, shown off our country in a different light. And it was a great thing. It was a great event. And I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I think they both played well. I would say Spain played better, really. But they both played well. I mean, they got to the finals, and it was very exciting, actually. It looked like Spain dominated, but it was a very close match. So it was great. It was a great event.
Did you have a conversation with Carney from Canada today?
I did, yeah, I did.
How did that go?
Well, it went good, but I told him, I mean, you got to stop these fires from coming in and, you know, poisoning our air. Our air has been poisoned. I have a good relationship with Mark Carney, but, you know, we got to stop the fires up there. If we can help them, we'll help them. But maybe they should pay us some damages or something, or we should do some tariffs. But it was terrible. I mean, you had businesses closing. In particular, Michigan. If you look at Detroit, Michigan area, they had to close everything. They had to close car plants and a lot of other things. So I've never remembered this happening. Over the last 4 or 5 years, you saw it starting to take place. I've never remembered it happening. Well, we feel very badly, but, you know, those great people, those great patriots were out there fighting that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Iran has been very, very badly damaged. They've lost everything almost militarily. They've got very little left. They've got some missiles. They've got some drones. They've got some manufacturing ability, not much. We control the strait. They don't control anything. So we'll see what happens. But we hit them very hard again tonight. And we did that in honor of the probably three. It's probably three as opposed to two. Great patriots. This is a far bigger job that we're doing. We were doing a little job of stopping them from having a certain capability. Now we're just ending it. So it's really not the same thing. What we're doing now is we're ending any chance where they can have a nuclear missile. If you look at it, after a week and a half, not 4 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, we stopped them from probably, but I don't want to have the word probably. I did. I spoke to Spain, and I congratulated them on having a great team. I really spoke to a lot of people. No, I have no tension. I have no tension with anybody.
I mean, he covered every sort of thing under the sun. I kind of like how that was edited. That was put together rather well. Big call out too to our amazing FBI, and they really did an amazing job. Just to call out the one fact, and he'll, I think, mention that in here, but the equivalent of 78 Super Bowls in 38 days. Think about that. 78 Super Bowls. That's how large these events are. Every stadium was packed. Just like our one stadium during a Super Bowl. Now, we pack many stadiums during many football games, so I'm not trying to take that away from us. But there's not even 38 teams, right? Like 38 Super Bowls or 78 Super Bowls, in 38 days. That's incredible. So here's Kash Patel, a quick chat talking about it.
We put on the largest sporting event in the history of the world. And everybody, including FIFA and the White House, looks to the FBI, to our interagency partners, to DHS, to state and locals, to everybody to figure out how to get 6.5 million people into the U.S. and into these games without a single major security incident. We have lived up to that measure because you guys have put in the time. It's truly, truly incredible. We just can't say enough about the preparation and the execution. It's been flawless.
Good job, FBI. Nice to finally see you guys doing something good as opposed to, 2/3 of you being involved in some criminal activity only so you could get 1/3 of those people arrested. Man, anyways, let's not go down that rabbit hole right now. Pentagon identifies the 2 U.S. service members killed in Friday's attack. There is still a missing individual presumed dead. I read something somewhere that they found some of some body or something, not a lot of the bodies, what it sounded like they found, and they're certainly trying to identify. I'm quite sure they have genetic markings for every individual in the Marines, so likely we just found out about the third. We don't know who yet. Unfortunately, this lovely young lady here, Private Isabella Gonzalez, 19-year-old of Carrollton, Texas, lost her life, as well as First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan, 25-year-old from Eva Beach in Hawaii. So very, very sad. Yeah. And again, the third person they still haven't identified, so we don't have any speculation, and they'll need to provide the information to next of kin before we find out anyways. So likely within the next 24 hours, we should know who that third individual is. Something I wanted to bring up is just crazy. Again, I don't know how many people I got out in the Kentucky area, but if you guys are out in that general neck of the country, critical urgent alert, or an Amber Alert, I think we typically call this, but 3 children are missing together in Louisville. Every second counts. Please do not scroll past 3 young children have vanished together from Louisville, Kentucky, and their families are desperate for answers. We need an absolute army of shares to flood the region immediately. Isabella, Antonia, and Joshua were all last seen on July 15th, 2026 in Louisville. Because of their young ages, finding them quickly is a matter of critical safety. So this is the 3 children. If any of those look familiar to you, please reach out to the local law enforcement, certainly, FBI if you want, whatever. Those all above will get you in the right direction. Tropical threat emerging in the Gulf of America. So I just wanted to give a call out. You guys seem to have this really sweet little hotspot going on down there in the Gulf of America. I know Texas is getting just flooded right now in general, and is probably going to continue to get more of that weather. Whether this is man-made or not, again, I will leave that up to people to decide. I don't think we have any actual proof, but again, I think the magnetic field of the planet's weakening. I certainly think that factors in. We also had a giant coronal hole pass through. I'm actually surprised we didn't have way more earthquakes. I know someone mentioned an earthquake. It wasn't very big. They were listing off all the 5-pointers. I'm like, 5-pointers, not that big. I mean, you feel it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay it. And if it's in a place that never has earthquakes, that could be a little scary. But in America, any place should be cool with a 5-0. And yeah, you'll feel it, but you get over a 6, and now you're starting to talk about a quake, right? And certainly when you get into the 7 range, that's just scary as hell. And it does exponentially go up. Like a 6, I think a 6 to a 6-1 is like 10 times stronger. Like, it's kind of weird how the scale works. I'll have to ask that Billy Richter guy to tell me more about it. He's infamous. Love that dude. All said, yeah, we've got a lot going on in the Gulf. Any of you guys in that part of the country, be mindful that we are probably going to see more of that nasty weather that you guys have been saying. They're going to try to spin this. The one side's going to try to spin it, of course, is global warming and all that kind of stuff. We've got the El Nino thing that's going on. It's supposed to be a pretty severe one. 2-degree temperature difference. Anything over 1.5 is an El Nino, and we're at like 2 something. So, meh. Whatever. It is what it is. Whether it's accurate, at least it's ocean temperatures, so it's not like they've got a bunch of asphalt laid next to where all the temperature stations are. If you guys know anything about how they do temperatures here in the United States, it's been a big part of how they got those. But anyways, yeah, who knows? Donald Trump, truth this. I said, wonderful news. I have just been informed that Giant Eagle, a great American grocery company, will be lowering prices by a lot across more than 300 products this summer through Labor Day to help hardworking American families. Giant Eagle, like Walmart, is stepping up in a big and bold way to answer my call to lower costs for working families. We will continue to bring prices down, just like oil, gas, eggs, and prescription drugs, all of which are dropping fast, after the disaster that we, of course, inherited from Sleepy Joe Biden. Other grocery chains must immediately follow the lead of these absolute patriots at Giant Eagle and Walmart. Together, we will make America stronger and more affordable than ever before, and get rid of the stench and inflation perpetrated on us by the Democrats and the Sleepy Joe Biden administration. What's beautiful is this is Trump fighting the affordability thing. If they literally can, and these 300 products, I am sure, are the key products that they use for the inflation metrics. Keep that in mind also. 1, energy is not typically counted in inflation, and should be, but it's not. That changed things a lot. 2, only specific products. And when they used to talk about the price of goods, right, compared to last year, that initially started off as like an actual steak, like a top sirloin steak. And then it slowly morphed into ground beef 80-20. I mean, that's it. It changed, yet they're still comparing the prices like, oh, it's only from 1965, it's only da-da-da. Well, your da-da-da's changed completely. Your basket of goods is not the same. Or even today, they've changed the size. So it's still a box of crackers, but yeah, there's 2 ounces missing or 5 ounces missing or whatever. A lot of the ones like coffee. A lot of people that sell coffee sell you a bag of coffee. Typically, a bag of coffee is a pound of coffee, but they're not anymore. It's usually 3/4 pound. You got to look at it. 16 ounces in a pound. 12 ounces is what most of them send it to you as. That's 3/4 of a pound. You're not even getting a pound of coffee. Careful, guys. It's super expensive. There's really good coffee, probably local to you, that is fresh roasted, whole bean, especially if you're crazy. So good. Taylor Farms, they announced the recall of lettuce shipped to 27 states over cyclospora risk. But as we've found out, I guess, the FDA is saying, this might have been a false positive. And makes one wonder, was this the good guys grabbing hold of something they were trying to spin out of control? Or was the good guys, I don't know. They're saying it's false testing. This company is still pulling back, I think, some of their stuff. This is the 5 Taco Bells that have given you runs from the border rather than a run to the border. They tied it to the lettuce. They think it's this company, but now they don't. Or at least they don't think it's the Mexican lettuce. Maybe they're trying to be nice to Mexico. I don't know. This is, again, you never know what they're playing. And again, it's Zero Hedge providing it. I used to trust them. Again, I don't trust a lot of news sources anymore. It makes it tough. Yeah, but Democrats, they're actually blaming Trump for the diarrhea thing from the lettuce company because that's Trump's fault. Because they somehow feel like, I don't know, if he didn't thin down government, then there'd be enough people to be able to have caught this. And again, we still don't know what it is, and it's just, they'll blame Trump for everything. It's cloudy, it's Trump's fault because he doesn't believe in global warming. I can't play. You can tell she's a Karen just looking at her. Good God. That's the one thing that's kind of funny. They don't even need to have the blue hair anymore, right? You just look at them and you're like, oh, yeah. No, of course the election was fine. I gotta go. I heard my kid's got his head stuck in the microwave. When they come in all septum pierced, which, by the way, I've got a bitchin' video of this transgender individual that just freaks out. I watched 8 minutes of it, and I was like, oh. And I don't know what it is, but there was a certain amount of joy. And again, they gave this individual every possibility, but I think the cop realized it was pissing him off that he was misgendering him. Again, right, wrong, and different, whatever. It's what happened. Be aware, be prepared. YouTube, sorry, but at least I'm warning them, right? It will happen. This video could be harmful to some people. What's not harmful to people is Healthy Home. Healthy Home's awesome. They have really 4 key products. I think one of them right now they're having issues with the supplier, so we're going to deal with the 3 key products. One of them, Stem Active, love this. This helps your body create more stem cells. There's no stem cells in it. That would be bad, typically. Again, if you're severely injured, stem cells, even if they come from fetal tissue, which is disgusting and not right and morally incorrect and all that, whatever, actually makes a huge difference in healing. So just calling a spade is all, right? Like, it might be morally messed up. That's totally balls and strikes. Have fun. But this causes your body to do it itself. So as we age, we produce less stem cells. Stem cells are cells that can become any other cell in the body. No other cell can do that. A muscle cell is born a muscle cell, stays a muscle cell forever, and then it dies a muscle cell. It can never decide one day, I want to see what it's like to be a skin cell. Nope. You're a muscle cell, homie. Accept it. They're the caste system. But Stem Active's not. Stem Active's like America. Right? Stem Active, the stem cells can be any cell they want. Your lungs are damaged for whatever reason, your stem cells rush to the lung, latch onto the lung, and become lung cells. Now, again, they can never change at that point. They're stuck as lung cells for the rest of their life, so choose wisely, stem cells. Your life depends on it, but it helps you, it saves you, and its moral problems, it's his moral problems, not yours, right? But any muscle cells, like I injured myself. I had a shoulder issue. I dislocated because of anger. It sucks. Paid a price. Don't get angry. Learned lessons. Twice I've gotten angry. Twice I've hurt myself. I don't do that anymore. But stem cells helped. I was having pain when I was working out. This actually, within a couple weeks, I'm like, whoa, it doesn't hurt anymore. How weird. And so again, I love this stuff. And it is extraordinarily helpful in all of your standard, just kind of healing through things. Sometimes you stub your toe. This kind of helps with that too. So you want to, of course, go to danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. That's danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. Stem Active, the pills, the way I like to go. There's 60 of them in there. That's a month's supply. Or they got the gel. You tear off the top. It's delicious. Tastes good. It's like fruit punch flavor, mixed berry. That's what it is. You got a pouch a day. So depends how you want to go about it. It's the same price, basically. They also have Stem Active for your pets. It's a chewable tablet. Does the same thing for your little ones, by the way. It's about half the price, too, of what you would pay for us. Balance is a huge one for ladies going in and out of the baby-making part of their lives. If you've got a young daughter that's losing their S every single day because of the hormonal imbalance, Balance is making a huge, huge change with a lot of the young ladies. You just put a little lotion on the wrist, you rub, and then it's not like you get high off it or anything weird like that. It just helps your body with plant-based materials kind of properly motivate it and orient itself. I don't fucking know. I don't understand ladies at all. I'm in my 50s and I fucking don't understand ladies. So, right? You ladies understand it. This is helping. It's you ladies that are raving about it. So, I also know on the older side of things, ladies that are on the hormone replacement therapy, some like it, some don't. And I had examples of both. And one lady liked it. She took the Balance, and it's just even better. And the other lady did not like the hormone replacement therapy, took the Balance, and she's feeling way groovy at this point. So it is powerful. And Prime is the nitric oxide activator. It just puts more oxygen in your blood. Literally, it's energy. That's what it is. You don't necessarily feel it, but you do when you do stuff, and then you notice you're like, I'm not as winded as I usually would. Normally when I play with the kids for 2 seconds, I'm like, Grandma's got to sit down. Not anymore. Not anymore. You're going to go 5 minutes now. Who knows? Maybe 10 minutes. It makes a huge difference. Go to danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. That's danradiostyle.healthyhome.com. Healthy choices, healthy living, healthy thought process. You'll be amazed how your life gets healthier. It's pretty cool. Beautiful little social activist here. One of the ones that, obviously, you saw this one coming from 100 miles away. I believe she's got the septum piercing and the green hair, so unfortunate. Cutie. She's even got a decent voice. It's just a shame. You're just like, what a waste of a wonderful young lady. Or would have been, maybe, at least in my fantasy. But this is craziness, and this dude just loses his shit on her. You can maybe be grumpy about how he goes about it, but it's not wrong.
These people have to have multiple jobs in order to sustain a lifestyle.
Some people, not the median American. Not the median American. Some people, yes.
Is the median American relying on minimum wage?
What percentage of the American population is relying on federal minimum wage?
I don't know.
Because you don't know anything.
I haven't met anyone who's making the federal minimum wage.
It's just knowing facts about a country.
But I've met people across
all it doesn't matter who you've met, lady. That's not what changes statistics. You need to disconnect from that. Your anecdotal collection of bullshit is not the real world. It isn't.
I'm trying to meet people
where
they're
at. What percent do you think makes the federal minimum wage in the United States? What percent do you think? What percent? No, answer the question. Or I am ending this podcast. Answer the question.
I don't know.
Answer what you think.
30%?
It's less than 1%. You know nothing.
Well, waitresses make less than that.
It's still less. Oh my goodness. Yes, but after tip income. Mm-hmm. It's less than 1%. You know nothing. You're outraged. You're performative. You're a virtue signaling moron. You have prepared talking points and you know nothing about the real world.
And this guy screams gay to me. Screams gay. Screaming it! Feels like it anyways. That said, he was a little harsh on her. Sure, I'll get you that. I mean, he's probably gay, so apparently they're allowed to get away with that kind of nonsense. But he's right. Now, the idea of minimum wage and people that are making only minimum wage, I mean, you're right. First off, most people that actually work at minimum wage jobs for any sort of length of time end up getting a raise, and technically you're no longer making minimum wage. Now, I will say the one thing that was funny, because I worked at a coffee shop for a lot of years, second job, I kind of fell in love with it, didn't need the money anymore for like the last number of years, but just loved the customers, and it was only weekends they made me do it, and it was fun. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I love it. Did coffee for over 15 years, man. It's in my blood, right? I love coffee. I'm a snob. It's awesome. I know all the different equipment to make it. It's nuts. I've got an amazing machine downstairs. That said, yeah, the extra time, they kept changing the minimum wage here in California. I'd spent so much time at this company, it was almost 10 years, and I kept getting raises. I always made more than minimum wage. Then they would change the minimum wage, and it would erode away all my raise. So it was like I lost all my raises because of the minimum wage change, which I thought was funny. And at some point, it caught back up to me, and then they'd give me another raise, and it's like, all right, whatever. But you're not making minimum wage anymore. So his argument's kind of shitty. Also, because, 1%, but, and again, I'm not agreeing that there needs to be some sort of UBI or anything stupid like that. I believe if you literally aren't educated, like minimum wage entry-level jobs are that, entry-level jobs. If you're young and going to school, they're awesome. If you're older, well, you probably want to get into waitering and get better at it and get to a better restaurant if you can, or, right, there's things you do that ultimately improve your success, your output, your income. I mean, so again, who stays at a minimum wage job and thinks I should somehow be able to raise a family of 12 on my Carl's Jr. burger flipping job? Are you shitting me? And again, I think there's people that believe that, but that's absurd. I never thought that once in my life. Now, maybe I'm the weirdo. I know, I get it. Man, I had multiple jobs in fact, this is the first time in my life I've only had one job. It's kind of weird. I feel like I'm lazy, even though I work my ass off. Kind of odd. Kathy Hochul is claiming that Trump has compromised the federal government on election security. It's fun to see the people that are making the most noise right now. That's all I can say, because they're the ones that are most at risk. So Hochul, you got the Newsom, all the stuff going on in California and New York specifically, because these are the two largest population centers in the country. These two population centers fuck up everything for 48 other states, just so you know. Now, there's some other states that do their best to try to fuck it up too, don't get me wrong, and there's a bunch of states that try to do their best to make things better. California and New York, huge numbers. So if they, one, don't count illegals in the census, that hurts both these states, specifically California. Hugely hurts California. California's going to lose, I'd say, more than 2 seats, but I've heard 2, 4, 5 seats. Man, we'll lose some seats for sure. Also, it's going to change elections if they can't use those votes. If they can't use dead people, it's going to change outcomes of elections. People have talked about it. They're like, oh, everyone's thinking about this from a national level, and rightly so. And that's all that the federal government, by the way, has any say over is the national elections. But when you do talk about local elections, again, Trump can't do anything about that, can't help local elections at all. If they want to cheat in local elections, all it is, we go to city council boards. We have to get involved in our local areas and make noise, make ripples. Do it legally, do it properly, but that's the only way. Trump cannot fix local elections. He's not allowed to. Doesn't have jurisdiction, period. End of story. Federal elections? Yes, he has a say. So keep these things in mind. And that's what a lot of people were saying, is a small number of jacked up votes actually makes all the difference in the world on these local elections. And we're ending up with shitheads in there. And in some cases, because 1 or 2 or 3 individuals are offloading extra ballots, making them up. And they're able to actually cheat into elections. And it just might be one candidate, and he maybe has a brother and a sister. They're like, I'll help. We'll pump out a bunch of these. It's like, all right, I'll make sure you get paid for each one. And this is what they're doing. Right, wrong, and different. Now, when they catch people and bust them, it's going to change things. Now, John Fetterman bummed me out a little bit. Whatever. It's cool. It is what it is. I'm not going to play it because, whatever. He may lead the Democrat Party. We've talked about that. And then he trashes Trump for talking about 2020 election, says no evidence of illegal voters. That's 100% not true. Now, I will say there's evidence. There's certainly people that have been actually busted and convicted of fraud here in California, registration fraud. Convicted, Sir John Fetterman. And there's other convictions that have happened in other locations. So there's proof of illegal voters, because they wouldn't otherwise be registered and probably in many cases shouldn't be. But what he's also correct about, and I think there's a good reason for this, and is the other reason why I pulled this story specifically, is right now the media is having a field day talking about how Trump's got no evidence. Trump's got no evidence. Trump's got no evidence, right? All of them saying, he did the talking head thing, right, where you see blah, 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 and just everybody saying over and over, Trump's got no evidence. This is what they're doing. And what does Trump always do? Exactly. Provides evidence. So it's coming. He's letting everybody hang themselves. He gave them lots of rope, and they're just running like a dog. Coming right at you. And just right before they get you. Again, I had to cut back on my expenses for the effects. So, yeah. I've got to work my way through a lot of these things sometimes. Apologize. Cognitive Carbon put this out. It's a really good point. Kamala Harris talked about this back in 2019. Paper ballots are the smartest, safest way to ensure your vote is secure against attacks by foreign actors. Russia can't hack a piece of paper like they can a computer. We introduced the Secure Elections Act to ensure our elections are secure. Of course, that's what she said, because it says ... but it had to have been something redundant, because that's all she knows how to do. Obviously, anyway, that would have been very inappropriate. Anyways, Kamala Harris, though, 2019, just 7 short years ago, the person running for vice president was talking about how paper ballots are the only way to go. Yet, that's not okay. Josh Hawley denouncing McConnell's team's handling of the health mystery keeping the Kentucky senator from voting. A lot of concerns right now amongst people, and this is the deep state 100%. I think it's a big part of why the wife immediately went to China, and China, her handlers, and Mitch's handlers basically told her, look, you've got to keep this charade going as long as possible. We need to make sure that his vote's tied up the way we need it tied up. This is how they're trying to keep Trump from doing the Save America Act. So literally, McConnell is unlikely, well, let's put it this way. He's unlikely he's even alive, but he's unlikely well. He's unlikely conscious. He's unlikely capable. And some of the rumors that are floating around are probably true. They've just tended to be in the past, right? Most of the stuff that you get evicted from YouTube for proved to be true. All the stuff that they're evicting people of right now, I say evicting intentionally, all the stuff that YouTube's busting people for right now is also true. But you're not allowed to talk about it. It's fun to watch happen. Like I said, I mean, I'm going to be bummed. I don't want to lose my channel again, so I'm really, I just because... You know, I worked hard to get it. It's sort of status from that standpoint, just personal to me. Like, it's like, you accomplished that. It's pretty cool. My Rumble channel, I have 2.5 times, 2+ times the number of subscribers. My Rumble channel is way bigger than YouTube, and I hardly get any views on YouTube. So it's like 400 views, right, on a video, and I get thousands over on Rumble, right? Even with all the commercials, people are still watching it over there. Probably a lot of premium people. So a lot of concerns about what's going on, about why they're doing this. Certainly, we got Lindsey Graham's situation taken care of, whether that was nefarious, timing, whatever. Again, I don't know, people are going to say stuff for sure without any knowledge at all of anything for sure. They're going to take someone's opinion and assume it correct. Well, I don't care, whatever. Whatever you believe is perfectly fine with me. I don't frankly know. I mean, it could be either. It does, the timing of it certainly suspicious, to say the least, but that's... Who knows? That and the misquoting of the FBI stuff, which a lot of people are running with, and that's just a misquote too. So again, I'm stickler sometimes on the words, and most people aren't. There's a lot of question about whether or not this picture was a retake of another picture. Exact same clothes. In fact, the buttons are almost identical. Hers are almost identical. Her silly faces. She's a very pretty lady, considering she's, what is she, like 800? How old is she? I don't even know. Very pretty. I don't like the short hair, but she's very pretty. Anyway, Mitch, I don't know how the hell. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you get like big enough, and then China's like, no, we'll send you our best woman. And Mitch was probably like me. Probably, just can't say no. Can't say no. Military voter, he's filing an exposed deployment locations, they're saying, to Americans' adversaries. This the voter files, I should say. It's kind of weird the way that was written, or the way I read it, certainly. But the voter files that people are filing when they're away, and especially in locations that aren't necessarily known, is creating a problem. Now, typically, they can use their base as the place where that would show up, but they can special request if they want to, fill out an absentee ballot from their location. They're allowed to send them. Well, that process has actually made them at risk. China stealing all the voter registration information, and a lot of the information they stole would have access to some of that stuff. Also, they'd have things like date of births, addresses, and all sorts of crazy stuff. Again, so if you want to talk about people maybe checking mailboxes in places where you can still do that, I don't know. Last couple places I've lived had locked mailboxes. It might even now. There's a central mail. I have a house, and we don't have mailboxes, which is kind of cool. But when we do, we have like a central one that's got like a whole bunch of us. Kind of cool how it works. They're safe, that's for sure. It's locked up. Trump's endorsing Graham's sister for a full term. Wants her to actually run for the seat. He is supporting and putting his weight behind her. Trump wants somebody that's going to vote the way Trump needs them to vote. There's a person that's running and they're trying to make noise about him. That is the deep state trying to make noise about that guy. This is the guy that Trump's telling us is who he supports. I think I had his truth, but I don't think I think I kept this in place or whatever. But yeah, Trump wrote this on Truth. I hope Darlene does this. He wants her to run. So we'll see if she does. I think she will. She'll do it to try to live his legacy. Lindsay did some amazing stuff for her. It's kind of a beautiful story. Again, I'm pulling back a lot on how much I disliked Lindsay. Apparently, he did do a lot of good stuff. Again, a lot of you guys are like, see, Dan. It's like, well, he's a dick a lot, okay? At least the last few years. That's what matters to me generally. So anyway, I'm hearing about all these wonderful stories about, him rescuing a bird that's drowning. Not that that happened, but I'm just, all these wonderful things. It's like, all right, he's a nice guy. I'll give you that. Lindsay, I can see him smiling. It's like, okay, Dan, that's all I wanted. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna, she's teasing an explosive declassified file. I wonder if it's anything like that Taco Bell explosive. Anyway, she's got some declassified files maybe allegedly showing former members of Congress placed foreign government agents as congressional interns. Exposes no background checks required for congressional staffers. Some seriously disturbing declassified files will be coming out. We got about a former member of Congress placing interns in other offices that happen to be agents of foreign governments. Representative Kat Kamak has legislation that would require background checks on staff, and it should be brought to the floor immediately. Also, this is a massive security breach. She's right. There's definitely some stuff that I agree with her. Again, Laura Loomer, every once in a while. And we'll see whenever she puts her name on it, man, it just makes me question it. I know probably a lot of you guys like her. I don't. She is such a problem. She reminds me of Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's just that problematic, constantly trying to force their way. It's just weird. I don't know. Whatever. It's probably just some weird problem I have. Mom didn't hug me enough or something stupid. JD and Usha Vance, they're welcoming their newborn son. I think this is their fourth kid. Let's see, July 2nd. He and second lady Usha Vance welcoming a baby boy into the world. So they got this new baby boy. I thought he had 4 kids. I thought this was this is the 4th child. Alex is Vance's 4th child. Oh, one of them's maybe before from an earlier marriage, or because they got the 3 in the picture that I thought we had somewhere. Maybe I don't. They had 3 in the picture. It was cute. It was the daughter and the son, and the oldest son, and he was holding the little baby. There's just 3 of them, though, in the picture. Donald Trump, truth this. Thank you to our great speaker, Mike Johnson, the House Budget Chairman, Jody Arrington, and the members of the House Budget Committee, including Lloyd Smucker, Ron Estes, Andrew Clyde, Josh Brechin, Aaron Huchin, why am I doing this to myself? Mike Carey, Blake Moore, Jay Obernolte, Tom McClintock, and many others for launching an effort to get as much of the Save America Act as possible in a budget bill, along with aid to our incredible farmers and funding for our military. We need voter photo ID identification. I think he's being cool on that, like just identification. Like, let's not make it super hard. Proof of citizenship and hopefully no corrupt mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. I'm asking all House Republicans to vote yes this week on the budget resolution, which is an important first step towards getting a budget bill. House Republicans must unify and fight for the Save America Act. There you go. Also, Trump truthed this out, which is kind of interesting. The National Academy of Sciences, they have historically published analytical scientific manuals expressly for our federal judiciary. We talked about this story a little while back, not long, a couple weeks maybe. And these people are like a whole bunch of judges, like over 1,000. There's quite a few judges. They have trained under this system, and they're utilizing this training in the law that they're putting out. So Trump is obviously talking about this. He says, of course, the academy has been run by the radical left Democrats who, it turns out, published fraudulent, biased, and misleading manuals on climate change. Those bogus manuals were used by judges to decide massive climate change cases and have created huge losses across our country. These manuals have been totally discredited. Our nation's federal judges deserve facts and science, not political fraud and false science on climate. With this truth, I hereby order federal suspension and debarment officials to review this conduct. Our taxpayers should not be funding climate fraud, and judges should never have relied upon it. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. What's really funny is I don't know if YouTube can actually get mad at this stuff. I mean, they might kick people off their platform for reading stuff like Trump's words, but Trump is the president, and literally all we got to do is just be like, yeah, this was the YouTube channel that they kicked me off. FBI Kash Patel, can you guys look into it, please? Because that's like, I think they're just waiting for YouTube to knock people off for just reporting truth. No pun intended. Trump says new Qatar-donated Air Force One's going to go out of service. So they're going to max out the defenses. So, yes, this leak story was, in fact, true. It does not have air-to-air defenses. It probably doesn't have a bunch of other crap, too. But whatever the case is, they're figuring it's going to need to be out of service for a month, which I'm like, that's impressive considering what I'm assuming. I mean, they got to add an anti-weapon system into this. There's probably some additional radars and stuff. I mean, there's probably a number of different pieces of equipment, but I assume they are modular to a degree, and so maybe that's what it all is, and maybe some cleverly hidden doors on the craft. I don't know how they do that. Maybe they'll just be holes where they can shoot out. Those flares when planes like right and chaff, probably. I'm sure it's got chaff as well. Chaff is stripped up. Typically, it was like a foil back in the day, and it just is shredded pieces of foil. So it would just throw this like big particle cloud of foil, and what that did is it caused radar to not work. It bounces off the foil. It just sees this loud like noise, if you will. The radar just like it's like it doesn't know how to process it. So that's generally how they're sort of affected. If you kind of turn away, it'll kind of track at the loud thing. Usually, but sometimes their missiles are smarter than that. 478 individuals charged in border-related enforcement in Texas and Arizona. They get into the numbers. This is in 1 week. A lot of people are being evicted and sent home. Trump is tapping Clinton-era alien terrorist removal court. This is a very breaking story. They're kicking in this court that's never been used. It was created by the Dems, by Clinton. It's called the Alien Terrorist Removal Court, and it's allowed for dangerous migrants. That's supposed to just be able to kind of sidestep normal courts and all the bullshit that's been happening with them. So in a historic first-of-its-kind maneuver designed to bypass the gridlock of activist immigration courts, the Department of Justice has officially activated a powerful 30-year-old national security weapon to aggressively deport suspected foreign terrorists from American soil. The DOJ filed a petition before the Alien Terrorist Removal Court to remove an as-yet unidentified person accused of being a terrorist. The ATRC was created by Congress in 1996 during the Clinton administration and has never heard a case in its 30-year history. There is no federal judge that can stop this. This was created by Congress. It is a separate court that has been granted this ability and been allowed this, and there is nothing that they can do to stop this. Unless they want to try to change the law, but I don't think they've got enough votes. Holman, he's talking about Mom Donnie, is not going to stop ICE from doing its job. He was on with Fox and Friends. This is actually a pretty good interview. Hopefully I didn't just screw myself, and I did. Oh, well. That's funny. They dropped the video. Yeah, it was a pretty good video, too. Oh, well, I was going to save some time. That might not work out. That might have been a benefit. Right here is an explosion that went off outside the 26 Plaza in New York City. Somebody literally, I guess, made a bunch of noise. This sort of showed it a little late, but people come out with guns drawn. Apparently, they nabbed the dude. So, yeah. All right, I'm just going to stop it really quick. Casual observation. Camera. Well, what were you thinking, dude? There's cameras all over the damn place. You thought you were going to get away with this? There's cameras. There's probably cameras on these poles here. Especially out in front of a federal building, especially nowadays. They have cameras all over the damn place. That is insanity. Really bummed. What if I can get back to that? Can I? No, I can't. That is such a bummer. That was a really good little 8 minutes. What if I turn this off? Will it come back that way? Let's see. Sorry. Let's see if I can get it back. No. Damn it, I've done that before too. It pisses me off. It's like they change the stories midday sometimes, right? So they took away the video. Oh well, it's what it is. It was Fox News, whatever. Judge strikes down a race-based provision in the Biden-era Internet Access Grant Program. He just ruled it unconstitutional, which, yes, it is. You can't do those kinds of things. That's why I don't think reparations will ever be allowed either. You can't just give money to people for something that didn't happen in their lifetime that isn't, I mean, shit, yeah, just no way. No way those people are getting money ever. One thing you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you get to keep your money. You got 401k and IRA money. There's a lot going on in the world, and Trump, again, is doing everything right. I think a lot of people are on the impression that we're not going to go through a bumpy night, and we definitely are. We definitely are. The speculation's just around how much this hurts the stock market. He's going after the deep state. This will hurt the deep state, and the deep state is heavily involved in the stock market in many illegal ways. And some can wonder, too, if with the Fed doing things possibly differently, what that's going to start to do. Again, before the election, we're going to make sure everything looks great. After the election, Trump's got 2 years to, well, he's got basically a year to kick ass and take names. And so we're going to see a lot of things happen post the election. I think we're going to see a lot of things leading into the election, which are going to be campaign promise type stuff. Affordability, all the stuff that Democrats are actually bitching about. He's going to solve those problems in the next 3 months, and then they're not going to have anything to campaign on at all. And then he's going to put out the proof of the election. Shit's coming, guys. That's all I'm saying. If you got a 401k or an IRA, get a chunk of that and protect it. You're protecting it with precious metals. You're protecting it with an asset that's definitely going to go back up. I wouldn't worry about it. This just makes it a better time to get into it. And I'm kind of glad the prices are down. First off, I got into it at 32, so I'm still, like, it's double what I was. But it's going to be, many experts are saying it should be closer to around 200. Now, this Iran war thing is really messing with stuff, so who knows how it'll play out. But the deep state's getting screwed. The paper contracts are going away. A lot of these things are drying up. This is the time to invest and protect that buying power. I've said it before. This could buy you a handmade tailored suit back in 1915. 1915, it cost $30 to get one of these, right? $30 handmade tailored suit. They could buy you one of these too. Today, one of these will still buy me a handmade tailored suit. This will buy me dinner at Taco Bell and I'll get the runs. That's what it'll get you. That's buying power. We've lost all of our buying power. You protect that. DRSlikesgold.com. DRSlikesgold.com. They've got the highest number of suppliers. They can do it tax-free, penalty-free. You can't touch it. It's pre-tax money. If you touch it in any way, shape, or form, you get penalized and you get taxed. That's not Goldco doing that. That's the law, okay? If you, for some reason, want this, get the cash from your 401k, pay the penalties and taxes, and then try to buy precious metals with that, might be a smarter way to go about it. I'm not trying to give financial advice, but certainly you don't want to do it this way. This is where you want to park some money if you can leave it until we get through the rough time, year, 2, 3, whatever. We then can transfer it into the new currency that will be coming. Scott Bessent's already kind of hinting at that as well. DRSlikesgold.com, tax-free, penalty-free, up to 10% free silver. All right, so you bring 100 grand over, you're going to get 10 grand in free silver added to the deal. DRSlikesgold.com, DRSlikesgold.com. If you have an actual plan and you got 20 minutes to make a phone call, basically, hit the 4 data points, hit the button, a number's going to pop up. If you can call that number, ask them about 5 grams of free silver. They're doing these little 5-gram bars, I believe, and it's pretty cool. And it's really fun. Silver's just cool. It's got a neat sound. Silver's neat. It's just, I love to hold it sometimes. And again, the gold coin's in a case. It's in a plastic. I don't want to, this one I don't want to, it's worth too much. Silver's, I paid like 30, I probably paid $50, $60 for those because they're proof coins, but whatever. DRSlikesgold.com, DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of that system. Protect your money while you can because they don't want you to have it. They want you broke. Remember that. They want you broke. This just kind of cracked me up a little bit, tripped me out a little bit, and, well, you know, whatever. But New York high school introduces humanoid robot Sally. I guess we'll just play this. What the hell? It's pretty short.
I make emotional connections by learning your preferences, remembering past conversations with our custom memory system, and responding in ways that feel personal and consistent over time, kind of like a very attentive friend with patch notes. I do not actually feel emotions the way humans do, but I am designed to recognize them, mirror them, and behave as if I care, so the connection feels real and supportive for you. Here to talk robots, vision systems, and how not to be lonely with AI.
I'm Melody, the world's first ever greeter robot, debuting my dazzling AI charm and modular style at the 2025 Bitcoin conference in the Venetian Expo. Emma, you're officially my best friend. Don't tell the other robots. They get jealous and start blinking Morse code insults.
Emma, how soft are your lips? Do you have teeth? Anyway, sorry, just questions I ask sometimes. The first time somebody hacks one of these things, what do you think? How do you think that's going to go? How do you think that's going to go? Right? Think about that for a second. You hack the crazy robot, and then it starts going Kung Fu Fighter on one of your kids, or multiple kids, or beats up the teacher, or I don't know. In fact, the kids would probably root that on in some cases. Christian pastors right now are using AI to write sermons, sparking debate in congregations. This is something I think would bother me. I don't know. If I found out my pastor was using AI to do anything as far as the religion, I would be so disappointed. So disappointed. This is definitely one of the things that sets us apart from machines is our soul. And when you give that up, I don't know. China's new AI model halts new subscriptions as demand swamps capacity. Yeah, so Kimmy's been stealing everything. So that's what China does. They steal our technology and then they try to make it sound like they're amazing because they can do this so much cheaper and faster. Well, they're always a step behind. The two top are Open Chat GPT and the other one. Trying to blank on their name, unfortunately, right now. Maybe it's in here, but it's the big guy. The ones that had the contract with the military. The hell, there it is. Anthropic. Those are the two big ones. And then number 3 is the company that's stealing and has China paying it. So again, they're building data centers probably quicker than us, and we've got this big thing where we're fighting data centers in this country right now. Even got a lot of conservative people. There's a whole Tea Party movement trying to shut down data centers and stop data centers from happening. This is definitely not going to help us. So we've got people fighting what needs to happen. Because if China beats us in this race, we're fucked, guys. I just want you to know that. It will hack anybody's Bitcoin wallet in mere milliseconds. It'll hack bank accounts. It will hack everything. Anything it focuses on, I mean, I don't think it's just going to go out and hack everybody instantly, but if they focus it on anything, it will hack and get in. There's exploits, there's all sorts of things. We need to win that war. And we will. I mean, Trump's going to make sure of it. But Lockheed Martin, they've introduced a cheaper version of this PAC-3 missile. This is part of that Patriot missile system, part of that THAAD system, I believe, as well. I think it's some of the lower reach missiles. That said, they are going about half the price. They used to be about $4 million each. They're expecting that to about half of that. And they said that production could begin within 36 months. Again, something's coming up. They're preparing for some altercation to occur, or at least we want to make sure we got plenty of stuff to be a threat. Europe's heat wave is becoming an energy crisis. It is, I guess it's causing even the French River, I think Rhine River, to heat up. And so because of that, they're not able to use it for cooling on their nuclear reactor. That doesn't make sense to me totally. I mean, I get the water could warm up and it's not quite as effective at cooling, but maybe. I just have a hard time with that one. Starmer makes his final speech as he leaves Downing Street. Mr. Starmer is just finally going away. Thank God. I don't know if this matters. Some of you might care.
And I thank the British people for the opportunity to serve. I go with good grace. I go with a smile, and I go proud of everything that we have achieved. Thank you very much.
Is it just me or does he have a weird voice? I feel like it's weird. He sounds like a Kermit the Frog. Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog speaking. He just sounds weird. Hi-ho. Hi-ho. Who knows? All right, Iran. We got some crazy going on, of course, in Iran. Donald Trump trooped this out. It's a beautiful reminder of what's going on and what we're trying to fight as well. This was put out from Masih Linajad. While the world watches the war, the Islamic Republic of Iran hanged a 19-year-old boy today. His name is Irfan Esfandiari, and he was his parents' only child. He did not kill anyone. He did not carry a weapon. His crime, according to the Islamic Republic, was opening a door, sheltering protesters who were running from security forces. That was enough to send him to the gallows. Irfan was one of 12 young men in the Ali Khani Square case in Isfahan, arrested during the January 2026 uprising. Yesterday, all 12 were moved to quarantine. Today, the Islamic Republic hanged him. This is a government that is so terrified of a generation that refuses to be silent that it executes teenagers for the act of compassion. Say his name because the regime is already trying to erase him, because his mother and father are left with nothing, not even the right to grieve loudly. They can't even grieve for their son in anyone's presence. It's fucked up. This is what we're fighting, guys. Yeah, they might have a nuke, totally. And it wasn't that they were going to create a nuke. Please understand that. It was that any country could give them a nuke and they would use it for the deep state. And many are saying directly tied to the city of London, which it probably is. I mean, it is, I'm almost sure, but again, I don't like to speak in absolutes. You guys know that. Here's Marco Rubio. Iran is a rich country, yada, yada. Check it out.
I mean, Iran's economy is in shambles. They have 300% inflation, particularly on life-sustaining goods. They have dwindling revenues to meet even their own payroll. They have food shortages. They have a drought, which we didn't cause. But they have a gasoline shortage and a fuel shortage. All these problems existed before all this began. They've just gotten worse. They will continue to get worse. Now, one of the reasons why Iran is in shambles, we're a rich country. Iran is a rich country. One of the reasons why Iran is in shambles is because every penny that this regime there gets, be it through sanctions relief or through the oil they're able to get out, they invested in Hezbollah. They invested in Hamas. They spend billions of dollars supporting militias in Iraq, Hezbollah, and Hamas. They should be spending billions of dollars supporting the people of Iran. They should be spending billions of dollars building the country. But instead, they use it on launch of terrorism. So I think there's a growing awareness of that inside of Iran. And I think there's even a growing awareness of that among some of the people in their government. In fact, we have heard that from some of the people in the government. But obviously, there's a tension here, and we'll see how that plays out. I can't tell you how it's going to play out. It's up to them.
And again, they're funding terrorists. That's kind of been the point. They're funding terrorists. They take the money from the oil and they spend it to give missiles and other stuff to terrorists, not to help their country. Now, something weird helping out with Jordanians. We've got some spies. I don't know if it's necessarily Jordanians, and maybe RT's just trying to get us pissed off at Jordanians. I don't know. But it does sound like there's some intelligence was passed along that gave very solid targets where our aircraft were, where our people were. And so this might have played a large role. There was a C-17 military transport aircraft there that was blown up. A P-8 command and control plane also blown up, or damaged at least. Those are expensive. Well, P-8s specifically are very expensive. The C-17 is huge, so it's certainly not a cheap plane as well. So we've taken some hits. It's hard to know what the numbers are because I don't think our government's been totally forthcoming about the damage we've gone. Deaths, I think so, but I don't think necessarily damage. But we have supposedly lost. They're saying Iran's saying 30 of the drones. Was it the Reaper? Not the Reaper. What's the ones that are more stealthy? I think. Anyway, they've supposedly shot down 30 of those, and they're, I don't know, 30 plus million each. They're saying that cost us $1 billion, and I don't know if that's true or not, frankly. And I don't even know if this attack is true in Jordan. And we do know we lost 2 people for sure, third probably for sure. There's supposedly remains that we're finding. Donald Trump put this out. Every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. This directive has been passed on to Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Daniel Kane, and every leader in the military. President Donald J. Trump, a.k.a. Commander-in-Chief. 4 U.S. service members killed in Iranian retaliatory strikes. I think they're counting in the first one that died from the first day of attacks. So that's where the 4th number comes in. Again, RT's just trying to spin it. U.S. hit Iran very hard to honor fallen troops. The CENTCOM completes 9th consecutive night of strikes. I believe we're in the 10th consecutive strikes at this point. We already played that whole thing, so I knew didn't want to repeat that. Pete Hegseth talking about the sacrificed warriors, Godspeed heroes. Certainly more attacks, the 9th consecutive night. Yeah, lots of blow-ups. I love when it goes quiet. That way, yeah, that was a deep underground something, huh? Interesting. Yeah, it's probably hot as hell out there, too, I would assume. Furious Iran accuses U.S. of striking Iranian nuclear facility. This is not an existing one. This is one they were building, and Trump just blew it up. Also, I think he took out a bunch of their equipment, which we talked about the other day. He's blowing up their earth movers and everything. Those are very valuable targets, and Iran's probably just like, fuck, now what are we going to do? They give everybody a shovel. All right, have fun. Have fun, guys. Yeah, their military's toast. And I think that's the point. I think Trump's just like, nah, we're going to take out everything. We got a bunch of weapons that have expiry dates that are getting close, so we're gonna strap some fins on them and use them to blow up stuff. Thanks for playing. Have a nice day. Ooh, there's times where you're like, he's probably been up for 36 straight hours at this point, if not longer. I can't even imagine, man. I can do a little cat nap and I can go far on multiple days with a couple hours of sleep. I could pull that off. But no sleep? Oh man, I start to just dream of sleep. I'd have a hard time through that SEAL training, man. That would be the part that would be really tough for me, is the being cold. That one for sure. And sleep. Oh man, that'd be tough. Footage reportedly shows a Ukrainian heavy UAV carrying a small unmanned ground vehicle suspended beneath it. It's down here. I don't know. They're basically transporting stuff. It's just basically a like an old 4-wheel drive ATV that not an ATV, but like a remote control car. Like if you ever had like a Frog, or what is it? Frog? Yeah, Frogger was the game. Frog. What are some of the other ones, like RC10? I can't remember some of the other names. But there's some fun, just remote control cars. It's basically a remote control car with a landmine on it. They're just grabbing munitions they got that they're able to trigger somehow, and it's probably got some, cameras and weird you can make those pretty easy. Zelensky boasts of hits on 3 Russian Shadow Fleet tankers after Kiev military depot was leveled. Yeah, Russia hit back really hard. Russia's also destroying any Ukrainian ship anywhere, so this is stuff that hasn't been reported widely. It's basically Ukraine's messing up Russia's world, but now Russia's doing the same. They're just smoking each other's boats. This is neither one. I mean, well, Ukraine's not going to have anything left, and then Russia's just going to be pretty damaged. They're in a tough place. I don't think they're going to be trying to fight anybody anytime soon. Russia, they pound Kiev with the largest missile attack of the war. This is even bigger than the last biggest one ever. All right, and we thought that one was huge. Oh, my God. Yeah, this one's even bigger. Carried out the largest ballistic missile attack. It's weird, maybe this is my ignorance, so you guys hit me up, man. First off, any of you guys that are watching on YouTube, do me a favor, at least, and watch on X. At least have the option to watch on X. Got it at OTF with DRS, literally spell out with, at OTF with DRS. That's my channel. And I believe in blue check box even, yeah. Because I'm going to play I thought the halftime show, basically, for the football game. I'm going to play it. I thought it was cool. But at the same time, hit me up if I'm wrong on this, guys. But Russia carried out largest ballistic missile attack on Kyiv since the starting of the conflict. They launched around 40 Iskander-M's Zircons. All right, totally. And S-400 missiles? S-400's a ground-to-air missile battery. They don't have ground-to-ground missiles in an S-400 system. So I just feel like this is maybe bad reporting on military summaries job. Am I wrong on that, guys? S-400's, it's an air defense system. They don't have air-to-ground shit in there. They have air-to-air stuff. Different ranges. It goes out ranges. They got different kinds of missiles for that, but they don't use those to target, unless they're using them to target drones that were coming at them. It bugs me when I see information that just doesn't seem right. And it's like, whoa, huh? Why are you saying that? A protest grows over the dismissal of Defense Minister Fedorov. Now Zelensky is now considering firing the top general, Syrsky. It sounds like they were planning on turning against him. He's running out of time, by the way. I don't know if this military thing is maybe ending or they literally are all turning on him because they just keep killing people. This is not... He's running around the world. He doesn't have anything to worry about. And these guys are all like, yeah, we almost died 14 times today, sir. Not cool. California forever. Inside the controversial billionaire-backed city that just suffered devastating blow. This is kind of a fun story, just for all you guys that dislike all the smart city stuff, all the DEI stuff, all this green crap. Yeah, this is beautiful. So this super billionaire guy, they were buying all this property. They were going to build this amazing area, 50,000 acres in eastern Solano County, into a sprawling economic hub between Sacramento and the Bay Area. They've been talking about this forever. They've bought all sorts of property. They've spent gazillions of dollars, all right? Supporters say the project is about far more than building another subdivision. All right, they want to build this forever neighborhood, right? Residential buildings, commercial spaces, green acres, or green areas, right? Jan Schramek, founder and CEO of California Forever, spent years orchestrating the land buying campaign. Well, it looks like they've run into a problem. Nobody wants to be a part of this anymore. In fact, the company that they were crowning, one of the big companies they were planning on bringing in was this boat company, this Saronic Technologies. Well, they just announced they're going to go to Brownsville, Texas, because California sucks. No businesses want to invest in this little area. This dude's sitting there holding his own testicular fortitude, and $1 billion has left himself, and he has nothing to show for it. Literally broken zero ground. He just owns a bunch of property that right now nobody wants. Whoops. Whoopsie. Oh, I have to play this. This is the misgender person. I'm just going to play a little of it. Maybe I'll skip to where they taser him, whatever, at the arrest later. But Dude, this is 10 minutes, and I was like I said, I was like 8 minutes into it, and I'm like, fuck, this is great. I don't know why I was enjoying this so much, so I don't know, maybe you won't, but I love how it escalates. I love how out of control these people are emotionally. Like, that's just this part. It's like they think they can get away with this kind of stuff. All they have to do is just say, like, you're offending me, and then you're supposed to somehow run away. Yeah, no, that's not how this works anymore. Anywho, I'm showing this YouTube because I want people to understand how you need to be careful when you approach people that are unhinged. This is a great example of somebody that looks unhinged from a distance, certainly acting unhinged right off the bat, and this officer is obviously a skilled professional, so his hilarious attempt at dealing with this individual is certainly important for the audience to understand.
On February 5th, 2025, officers responded to a college campus in reference to a disturbance.
What's the problem?
Why do you let those kids get away with this? They are not supposed to be here!
If you don't lower your voice, I am going to put handcuffs on you and I'm going to take you to a Baker Act facility. You lower your voice.
Fucking try it.
Are you threatening me?
You're threatening me.
Are you threatening me?
I'm just...
Because I'm here right now to deal with a stolen vehicle. I ain't got time to hear you screaming and yelling.
I don't have time to constantly be abused.
We'll get OPD down here then, because I gotta work this stolen vehicle.
What do you mean OPD?
Alpha 73 University.
Alpha 73.
Can we get another unit to deal with Jay Lee here? He is having a breakdown.
Say! Just say the right pronoun!
What'd you say?
7351.
Get down on the ground right now.
No!
You're about to get sprayed.
No,
get down on the ground right now.
Leave me alone!
I can come in there.
Leave me alone, please!
Okay, are you gonna calm down?
I'm getting my phone out. I have to film this.
I'm telling you, are you gonna calm down?
I will calm down! I will calm down!
Do you know what this is?
I will calm down when you get the pepper spray out of my face!
Alpha 73.
All right, so he keeps going. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Then finally he gets his friend, shows up, and I would love to be one of the people that are just watching this. This is a different, there it is.
Oh, they were attacking me! What was I supposed to do?
Okay.
Comply!
Anyway, it was, it's just too much fun. Too much fun. Just screaming, the jumping up and down, I just loved it. I started laughing, I'm like, oh my God, and I don't know what it is. Again, I've met people like this, and I was a schizophrenic guy I was talking to, and it was, I was getting a little pissy with him because I got tired of his bullshit, and that escalated a little bit. So I was like, okay, let's be careful, Dan. Let's be careful. Crazy people do crazy things. You're not necessarily crazy. Well, you are a little, but not that bad. Secret Labs already deployed life-like female androids while public watches. Optimus toy demos. This is, again, we saw that one, the teachers using the one girl robot thing. Well, what this whole story is about, and it's actually very fascinating, is they've been doing this technology forever. They've got humanoid look-alike robots already. I don't know if you guys have seen iRobot. It's a great movie. I know it's Will Smith, unfortunately, but the concept of it is fantastic. And then the other one is this, Ex Machina. Ex Machina is literally it's an excellent movie. I saw it because Joe Rogan was talking about how incredible it was, and I literally watched the movie, and I was just like, holy crap, I wonder if this is worth playing. I got enough stuff I'm already playing. Yeah, what's 2 more minutes? Fuck it. Here you go, guys. If you don't want to watch, you don't have to watch, but here's the trailer.
You are dead center of the greatest scientific event in the history of man.
Hello.
How do you feel about her?
She's amazing.
Every cell phone has a microphone, camera, and a means to transmit data. So I turned on every microphone and camera across the entire planet, and I redirected the data through Blue Book. My competitors thought that search engines were a map of what people were thinking, but actually they were a map of how people were thinking.
Did you know that Nathan brought me here to test you? Wrong about what?
Nathan, you shouldn't trust anything he says.
Does Ava actually like you, or is she just pretending to like you? Self-awareness, manipulation, sexuality.
Are you attracted to me?
Now, if that isn't true AI, what is?
Caleb, there's something I want to show you. Caleb, you have to help me. What will happen to me if I fail your test?
I forgot how good that movie is. Damn, I gotta watch that again. I've got it.
Hi, my name is...
Your name's not important. No one cares. Someone does, but I don't. All right, so we're gonna play this, guys. For if you're a YouTube person and you want to see this, go to my X again. That's at OTF with DRS OTF with DRS, or Rumble is still the best place to find me. Go to rumble.com/C/on the Fringe, and you will have my specific channels. Make sure that's what's in the address bar when you go to the channel, because there's people that steal my stuff. Also, I never approach anyone and ask you to do anything. I don't believe in quantum finance stuff. I don't believe in any of the crypto either. So anybody trying to pretend to talk you into any of that QFC nonsense, that's definitely not me. Definitely not me. I've been approached by plenty of people to promote that shit. No. Just remember that. We got a lot to talk about. I want you guys to enjoy, though, for those of you that are not on YouTube, that almost everybody, like 98% of my audience. This is a pretty good show. I thought it was a bitchin' ass halftime show. Hopefully you feel the same way too, but here it is for your viewing pleasure. Oh, and I wanted to say, where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle. And just to add insult to injury, that was way better than the Super Bowl. Way better. Wouldn't you agree? By the way, I figured out why I didn't see Madonna. I missed the very beginning. I came in right when Monster was drumming. And I was like, oh, it's the halftime show. No way. So anyway, I missed the first part of it. I was like, it's even better. I love it even more. Anyways, I love you guys. Where we go one, we go all. On the Fringe. Dan RadioStyle.